What if I told you that deep in the ancient heart of North America, sacred flames once burned for generations, never allowed to die, tended day and night by chosen guardians? What if fire wasn't just heat and light, but a spirit, a living being, and a link to the divine? Across the ancient Americas, fire wasn't merely a tool. It was a portal, a witness, a keeper of stories, and for some cultures, a symbol so holy that its extinction meant the end of a people's soul. Today, we uncover one of the most mysterious and enduring traditions of the ancient world, the fire ceremonies and the sacred flame keepers of ancient America. You're watching Echoes of America, and this is Untold Secrets of Ancient America. To many indigenous cultures across North America, fire wasn't an object, it was alive. The Cherokee believed fire came from the sun and was a gift from the thunder beings. The Hopi saw fire as one of the original elements, birthed during the world's formation. Fire had a name, it had power, it had a will. In ceremonies, fire wasn't just lit, it was invited, fed, spoken to, and treated as a guest of honor. The smoke carried prayers, the flames danced in time with chants. To extinguish a sacred fire was more than carelessness, it was a spiritual offense. Some fires were never meant to go out. In Cherokee council houses, sacred fires burned in the center, tended continuously by appointed keepers known for their spiritual discipline. These keepers didn't just maintain fire, they maintained the balance between worlds. The Iroquois, too, kept council fires that symbolized the unity of their nations. A burning flame represented a living confederacy. If the fire died, so did the peace. Among the Mississippians, temples atop earthen mounds like those at Cahokia and Etowah housed sacred flames watched over by priest chiefs. Smoke from those fires once curled into the sky over cities with thousands of people. Imagine flames burning on mountaintops, unbroken for generations, flames that watched entire civilizations rise and fall. Among the Yurok, Karuk, and Hoopa peoples of Northern California, fire ceremonies marked the turning of seasons and the renewal of the earth. During world renewal ceremonies, flames were used to cleanse, to realign, and to reawaken the sacred balance of life. Among the Navajo, fire rituals accompanied blessing ways and protection rites, driving out evil and anchoring health. Hopi ceremonies used fire within underground kivas, where the flickering light symbolized emergence from earlier worlds. In many Puebloan rites, the fire wasn't just a prop, it was a relative, a memory, a lifeline back to the ancestors. But fire wasn't just spiritual, it was political. In the eastern woodlands, fires symbolized law and unity. To kindle a new fire among tribes was to forge a new alliance. When peace was made, a new council fire was lit. When a group broke away, they might build their own fire, both literally and figuratively. Fire marked beginnings and ends. In war, sacred fires were sometimes extinguished as a sign of dishonor, defeat, or rebellion. To carry fire from the old council to a new one was an act of defiance, of continuity, or of prophecy. Fire made law. Fire made nations. Sadly, many of these flames were extinguished, not by time, but by conquest. Missionaries and colonial agents saw fire rituals as pagan and forced their end. Council fires were stomped out, sacred hearths broken. In some cases, the flame keepers were forbidden to speak of what they did. But even when the flames died, the memory didn't. In recent decades, indigenous nations have reignited their sacred fires, both in ceremony and in story. Fires that hadn't burned in 100 years now flicker again on ancestral land. The keepers have returned. Across ancient America, fire was often tied to the cosmos. Among the Lakota and Plains peoples, the sun dance honored the solar fire that gave life to the world. Some cultures believed lightning brought fire from the sky, making it a gift of the thunder beings. Among the Zapotecs further south, fire temples were built to align with celestial events, linking flame to the stars. Fire was the sun's child, the earth's voice, and the breath of the divine. In both ritual and architecture, ancient Americans placed fire at the center, just as it sat at the center of the cosmos. Today, in remote forests and reservation lands, sacred fires burn again. They mark healing, remembrance, and resistance. They honor those who kept the flame alive, quietly, secretly, through centuries of suppression. And they remind us that in ancient America, fire was more than fuel. It was life itself, a teacher, a guardian, a spirit that witnessed creation and catastrophe alike. The next time you sit beside a fire, remember, you are looking at the same flickering mystery that once lit the night skies over ancient temples, danced in the heart of kivas, and whispered prayers to the stars. Fire lives, and some secrets still burn. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the heart of the sacred flame. If this story lit a spark for you, be sure to subscribe and explore the rest of the series. There are still many fires left to uncover, still more echoes of ancient America waiting to be heard. Until next time, keep your flame alive. This is Echoes of America, and you've been watching Untold Secrets of Ancient America.